it's been a while since I said that, and we're gonna get into why that was. This is the first episode of season 2. We're back before the playoffs. There's like 5 or 6 games left in the season. A lot of shit happened.
Oh, we missed so much.
A
We missed so much shit.
lot of shit happened. So, what's up, man? What's up?
Man, it's been a while since we done a podcast because I forgot to adjust my mic. So that's like a telltale sign of that. Just we said we was gonna come back sometime in January. After my birthday, Kevin's birthday, a few people's birthdays. I was fucked up most of January. Uh, Time just kept going. I was like, yeah, we're gonna do it
Yeah.
next weekend. Next thing you know, it's fucking April. So we got a lot of catching up to do. A lot.
Yeah. So I don't want to bore y'all with what happened. Life happens. Life be
Mm-hmm.
hitting. A lot of shit happened, but we're back on track before the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna get into the future stuff. We're just gonna go ahead and take this day by day and
Mm-hmm.
kick back where we were. So that's why we took so long.
Mm-hmm.
Life happened.
I got more tattoos. I just got more tats.
Yeah,
I don't know.
that's the
Just
only
shit
thing.
happen.
That's the only thing Mauricio has improved on in his life. Tattoos.
Tattoos. Okay. Sure.
All right, so
I
let's get
love them.
into the probably the biggest storyline around the time where we stopped. Was that the Lakers were in shambles. So here we are on April 2nd. And the last time we made an episode, Russell Westbrook was still
A
on the
Laker.
Lakers. And, the Lakers were like the 12th, 13th seed in the Western Conference. Right now they're 8th because the Clippers just choked against the Pels. They should have beat them, but
That pissed me off.
I don't know what just happened. So they moved back to 8th. They were 7th yesterday, but they moved back to 8th. So let's talk about first the Westbrook experiment, and I'm gonna let you, because you're the Westbrook expert, I'm gonna let you
Uh huh.
talk about what do you think went down, the overall like failure. Do you think it could have ever succeeded? What are your thoughts on the Westbrook experiment?
Honest to God, bro, I don't like. It could have definitely worked, in my opinion. If you have Russ, Braun, and AD together, it could definitely work. Austin Reeves was like a good addition to that. Thing was, it was just the other pieces, the rest of the pieces around them. So, if, like for example, after this trade, they got a bunch of good pieces that like, if like you also plug Russ into that shit, it could work. It's just they're younger, they're faster, they're running better. They got rid of Pat Bev. I haven't really been keeping track with the Lakers recently. I don't. Uh, but I hope they stop running three guard lineups because that's what they were running back when Russ was still there, and that just lets the other team put a fucking a small forward or a power forward on Russ or the center, and it just completely like just cuts him off.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's what annoyed me. But overall, I'm happy. I feel like I just got out of jail, as a fan. Um, Trade deadline came. We were all like, yeah, let's get it. Like, let's get out of here. Uh, it all happened, in my opinion, thanks to Kyrie. But overall, I'm happy. My boy got bought out from the Jazz. They told him that he wasn't like gonna have that much time, and now he's on the Clippers. And unfortunately, there's just a lot of extra shit that happened. We could talk about the Clippers later on, but um, overall, if they had a better supporting cast, it would have worked. But with how it was structured in three guard lineups and just the coaching annoyed me. But it wasn't gonna work with what they had when they were all together.
Mm. So I'm on record saying that trade, that lineup was never gonna work, and I don't think it ever was going to work. And the reason why is because, listen, I am one of the biggest LeBron James fans in the world, but even I can admit that LeBron is a system in himself. You cannot have another player, even though LeBron's like a better shooter now in this point of his career than he was when he was younger. Um, you can't have a player that's kind of like him in the lineup to where it's like the passing, the slashing, uh, scoring mostly in the interior. Uh, LeBron's a better like mid-range scorer, but you can't have another player like him on the floor who doesn't provide like anything different to what LeBron does. So I never thought it was gonna work. But like originally, when the rumors were, and DeMar talked about this on a podcast, the rumor was that DeMar was gonna come to the Lakers, and he thought it was a done deal. And then Westbrook
Hmm.
got to the Lakers. DeMar DeRozan would have been a much better fit for the Lakers for those 2 years than Westbrook. Um, I have a lot of respect for Westbrook, the player, in the regular season. I think in the playoffs, there's been a lot of like inconsistency, but there are times where I think he has gotten costed, like that one game where he went crazy and like the closeout for OKC that year, and Paul George and Carmelo gave him nothing. I think times like that he definitely showed up, but I never thought it was gonna work. Him on the Clippers, I watched the Clippers a little bit because the Clippers have two of my favorite players in Kawhi and Paul George. Paul George is obviously out, so hopefully Paul
That
George
made
can
me
recover
sad.
because that shit sucks. Getting injured at the end of the season, that shit sucks. But you know, Kawhi, he's a quiet dude. He didn't have much to
Hmm.
say about Westbrook. But I think the team is better suited because they have shooters. So Westbrook, he's not trying to do too much. I think he learned from the Lakers to not try to do too much. They don't have a lot of expectation. I feel like when you talk about the three guard lineups, they don't really do that anymore.
I
Just
don't know.
because they have a lot of wings now. And the problem is that they're fucking up on the Lakers' biggest problem is trying to balance the minutes because there are games where Lonnie Walker doesn't get a minute because Troy Brown is getting time and Rui Hachimura is getting time and Jared Vanderbilt's getting time. But the Lakers are a much better team now with their debt. They go 1 through 10. Honestly, 1 through 12 because they got players on the bench who aren't even playing, and like Mo Bamba and Lonnie.
Hmm.
They're much better defensively. Since the trade deadline, they're the number one defensive efficient team in the NBA. Jared Vanderbilt to me was the best pickup out of all of them. I would say he's like 1A, 1B with D'Angelo because D'Angelo's like a star and a half in my opinion. So you have your big two plus like a star and a half in D'Angelo Russell, and then you have a defensive all star. If there was a defensive all star team, Jared Vanderbilt would be the starting power forward on that defensive team or small
Hmm.
forward because he's a monster. So
He's strong as fuck, bro.
yeah, no, he's young, he's big as hell, stupid athletic, and he tries really hard. And I think that was their best pickup. D'Angelo just fits better because he's a 40% shooter. Yeah, I think the Lakers are better. I think they had to break up. The Westbrook experiment, in my opinion, was overall a failure. Um,
Hmm.
but you know, LeBron took a chance on it. It didn't work, and you learn from your mistakes. The Lakers are rolling now. They got Houston today, so if they beat Houston today, they're back in the seventh, tied with the Pels.
Let's go
Uh,
Rockets.
yeah. So this guy.
Yeah, no, I don't keep track of the
So the
ops.
question is,
Nope.
what percentage do you give the Lakers to make the Western? Let's say the Western Conference Finals instead of the Finals.
Western Conference Finals. So
Yeah.
they're the eighth seed right now.
Right. So if the playoffs ended right now, they play the Nuggets in the first round.
I got Nuggets. I got them getting I got them going 4-2.
Now if they
I got them getting
they play
smoked.
Houston. They win. They'll be the seventh seed. The Pels slide to the eighth. They're tied. They would play the Grizz, and then if they get to the sixth seed, like somehow if the Clippers lose two more games, they're only a game and a half behind from the eighth spot. So if they slide to six, they play the Kings. So there's a chance that those three teams could play each other. The Warriors again, like a game behind like the seventh, eighth seed. So I feel like the bottom half of the playoff picture is really interesting.
Mm-hmm.
For the rest of the season, let me give you the rest of the games that the Lakers have. So they have the Rockets today.
Mm-hmm.
Then they have a road trip. Technically a road trip because Clippers is technically not an away game
Mm-hmm.
because it's at you know crypto. So they play the Rockets. They go to the Jazz and play in Utah. Then they come back home and play the Clippers. Then they play the Suns at home and then Utah again at home, and that's it. So they got 5 games left. They'll probably be either in the play-in or in one of those bottom seeds. So you say against Denver they lose 4-2.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What about the Grizz if they have to play the Grizz? Because that's probably what it's looking like. If they make the playoffs, they're probably playing one of those two teams.
If they're playing the Grizzlies, I got them going 3-4 and losing.
Unless Sac,
I got John Morant going crazy and winning that shit.
unless Sacramento slides back to the 2 spot because they're
I thought
Sacramento's great.
the Grizzlies didn't clinch it. Oh wait, my bad.
No,
That was
no, not
division.
yet.
That was division. That was
No, no,
division.
they have not clinched it yet. They're only 2 games behind the Kings, so
Hmm.
that's really the
Yeah,
top 3 teams, in my opinion.
I do see the Lakers being the Kings in the third seed though,
Yeah, I think if the Lakers play the
because of
Kings, they're
experience.
too inexperienced, but they have.
Hmm.
I mean, they have an all-time offense. I forgot which analyst broke it down, but Domantas Sabonis and De'Aaron Fox are 2 left-hand players.
Hmm.
So the way that they play their pick and roll is very interesting because of the way they break down the defense on that right side of the floor because they can
Hmm.
attack with that left hand. De'Aaron Fox slashes a lot. Domantas Sabonis, he's a guaranteed double double every game. So they have a great offense, but they're like a bottom, like a D tier defense.
But De'Aaron Fox is also clutch as fuck. Like he's been doing that shit like this season.
I
Like
think
they nicknamed
it's a
him what, Mister
matchup
Fourth
thing.
Quarter or some shit like that.
Yeah, it's a matchup
Like,
thing, right?
hmm.
So it's like you have De'Aaron Fox, Kevin Herter, Keegan Murray, who
Hmm.
are their 2 shooters. Then you have Domantas Sabonis. Then you have decent players on the bench here and there. Malik
Hmm.
Monk, obviously, little Kickstarter. But then if you just take matchup for matchup, a healthy Anthony Davis versus Domantas Sabonis,
He's cooking them.
he's getting annihilated. So are you gonna put all the effort on De'Aaron Fox when he has all these bodies switching onto him?
That's
Austin
it's
Reeves
a
is
lot.
Austin Reeves is really scrappy on defense, and he's the best flopper in the NBA. I've never seen somebody get better calls than him. He flops a lot, and he gets all those calls. It's actually crazy.
Bro.
Um, so I think it's a bad matchup for the Kings. If they play
It
the
is.
Grizzlies, I think that goes 6 or 7 games. Again, with the matchup, you have Anthony Davis versus JJ, which we've seen that before. And last
Hmm.
time they played, Jaren Jackson actually cooked him up. Um, it's really about the health, I think, of the Lakers. If LeBron's 85%, you can't count LeBron James out in the playoffs. Anthony
Yeah,
Davis
you
has to
can't.
keep doing what he's doing.
Hmm.
Um, Lakers are deeper than the Grizz and the the Kings. I think Denver's pretty deep. That they just play really good team basketball. I don't think
Hmm.
Jamal Murray's the same player.
Yeah, no, I don't think Jamal Murray's the same player. I think AD has a little bit more of a difficult time with Jokic because who else is there? Who's their backup center? Who's the Lakers' backup center?
The Lakers' backup center is Wenyen
Mhm.
Gabriel.
Yeah, no, like it's not gonna be like how it was
But
before.
Wenyen's
Where
playing really good.
yeah, it's not gonna be how it was before in the bubble where they could just throw fucking JaVale McGee at
And
him and
then
also
Dwight
throw
Howard,
Dwight
yeah.
Howard at him to just tire him out. Nah, like it's
It's
gonna
got to
have to
be
be
Anthony Davis.
AD
Right.
again. Yeah,
That's
because
a good point.
Jokic is fucking up Wenyan Gabriel easy.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
I'm sorry Wenyan, but like you're getting smoked. Um,
The only problem
so
is that if they
you got to
take
show up for
AD
that.
out when Jokic is out, is that their backup center is isn't JaVale on that team too?
No,
Or he's on the
it's
Suns.
Thomas Bryan is also on
Thomas
that,
Bryant is on there, but
and
they
he's
also
gonna
have
want his
DeAndre
revenge.
Jordan. DeAndre Jordan be playing minutes, and I don't know
Uh,
why his old ass.
take his minutes away. I don't like him.
Bro, I think all these series are good. I don't think the Lakers are gonna outright like slam anybody. I think all these series are good. Um,
Hmm.
so just to close out, what do you give them percentage wise to make the Western Conference Finals, knowing who
As
they
like
play? So they get past the first round, they're probably gonna play either
50%.
like a Phoenix or a
15%.
15%.
Hmm. I don't trust them, bro. I don't trust the coaching either.
I give the Lakers a 30% chance to make it to the Western Conference Finals. I
Hmm.
don't think it's high. They're not proven. You know, they had a pretty good matchup the other day. But they have to find their groove. I think they're getting there, but I don't know about that.
All right, so moving forward, something that we have to discuss because I don't think we were around when this happened. We definitely weren't. Um,
Nah.
KD, Kyrie, and Luca, the Nets, Mavs, who won the trade? We have in parentheses here, Mikal Bridges,
Yeah.
because Mikal's been cooking up for your Nets, my boy.
Yes,
Like
sir.
well, I guess y'all going to the playoffs.
Oh, we going to the playoffs.
I guess y'all going.
Oh, we're
No
nice.
KD, no Kyrie. Like that team was built for those two, and Mikal Bridges is taking full advantage.
We're
Um,
nice. We're nice.
but yeah, who do you think won this trade?
I think long term the Nets won the trade.
Mm-hmm.
Because of the pieces that we have, Mikal Bridges, and it begs the question, like how many guys are out there that are like the third or fourth best player on their team who could easily be a second option on a championship team,
Mm-hmm.
and that's what Mikal Bridges is. He's a two-way star. Um, he's averaging 26 points per game, 27 points per game, locking up the best player on the other end too. We have, Dorian Finney-Smith, who's a dog, Royce O'Neal, a dog, Cam Johnson, who's a dog, Cam Thomas, is still on the bench. We have all the young boys still.
Mm-hmm.
Spencer Dinwiddie's back, so we have a lot of pieces and a lot of cheap pieces. Like Mikal Bridges, our best player, arguably. He's Nicholas Claxton. He's turning into an all-star before our very eyes. So this team is built for like a veteran to
Mm-hmm.
come and like be the
Take
number one
over.
scoring option, and
Mm-hmm.
then just let them play that defense. They have shooters everywhere, so that's why we're still the 6th seed. That's why we haven't fallen like in that middle bracket,
Mm-hmm.
because the team is just so good top to bottom, and the coaching is great. So I think long term the Nets win. Right now, obviously this season they're not going to do much. They could have a first round upset, I would say, just because it's strictly because of the shooting. Um,
Defense too, bro. They
yeah,
can
the
play
the
defense.
defense is unbelievable. Claxton, he's got to beef up a little bit in the off season, but he's already turning into, he's
He's
already a
getting.
top 6, top 7 center in the league. So,
Yeah. I,
um,
I I think he got smoked by Embiid though.
nah, he does. He's too small right now because
Yeah.
he's too skinny. But Kyrie's, let's be honest, the Mavericks are fucking garbage. Like the Mavericks are the 11th seed right now. They're 4.5 games back from the 8th seed. Like,
Mm-hmm.
you know, they're 3-7 in their last 10. They play no defense at all. It literally takes like 40 bombs from both of them to win games. So the question mark is Kyrie gonna stay? Because if Kyrie doesn't stay, then you gave up all like your depth in
Mm-hmm.
Dinwiddie, who is a prime point guard, and then
Mm-hmm.
Dorian Finney-Smith, who's a younger defensive wing. You gave up two major pieces for a guy who might walk in the offseason.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then with KD, Phoenix is great. Okay, their starting lineup is all time, but where's the rest of the team? They don't have a bench. They don't have depth.
They don't.
So if you're asking me who won the trade, it's the Nets because long term, top to bottom, we're always going to be relevant. Whereas if Phoenix plays these deep teams, or if they even get to the finals because of KD and Booker, obviously is a dangerous duo, you're going to run
Mm-hmm.
into the Celtics, you're going to run into the Bucks. You're not going to do anything against those teams.
Mm-hmm.
So you know, shout out to Mikal Bridges. I think he is the reason why we won the trade because he's a breakout player, definite All Star next season. Um, so book that, by the way. We'll come back to that. Mikal Bridges will
All right.
be an Eastern Conference All Star next season. Um, I don't know.
That's
I
crazy.
didn't like the Kyrie Luca trade. I wasn't too hot on it. I don't think either of us were. Like I didn't think.
I had slight hopes for it, and like let me explain. So the reason why I had slight hopes for it was because of what we saw with Kyrie and Harden already
Yeah.
in Brooklyn, and Luca and Harden get compared a lot because of like the similar way that the team is structured around them. Like for
Yeah.
example, like Houston Harden, we remember that Harden. Now you gotta take away the speed from Luca because like that
Yeah,
Harden
he
was a
yeah.
flash, bro.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But I had slight hope. I thought it would help with that. But like I think it needs to be said because I don't really hear that many people like saying it, and like I feel like I like Luca. I'm not hating. I just think he's too much of a ball hog. Like the ball goes to him a lot.
Yeah.
And like Kyrie could get you as many points as you need him to get you. But playing in the system with Luca, I think I'm not gonna say personalities, it's just like their game. It like just doesn't mix well. So
They don't have the pieces
yeah.
to make that game work.
Mhm.
You need like Kleber hit that one shot, that 1 3, and everybody thinks that he's a 3 point shooter. He's a
Mhm.
below average 3 point shooter. Like if you're
Nah,
gonna
look.
make that work, you need a big man who can shoot.
Mhm.
You need some solid defenders that that they don't have. You need a guy like a Jared Vanderbilt.
Mhm.
You need Dorian Finney-Smith. You need a Mikal Bridges type of defender on the wing who can take the other team's best player because they're not doing that. They can't stop the other team's best player. So their
Mhm.
defense is horrible. They can't stop the other team's best player, and then if one of them is having an off scoring night, they just get beat every time.
Mhm.
So there's just too many deficiencies. I
Yeah.
don't like the Dallas Mavericks as they are right now. The biggest question mark
They're
we're
not they're
gonna
not
have
in
to
the
see.
they're not in the playing. I
No,
think they're 11th seed right now, right?
no, they're not
Like
in the plane.
they've dropped dramatically. Listen, to answer the question, right? I think long term, Brooklyn won the trade. Short term, I think KD KD won that because like that gives Phoenix like their biggest chance since like what like the first year with
Christopher has two more chances. Christopher has this year, and the last year of his like big contract is next year. If Chris Paul, if they don't win the championship this year, next year it's done. That's it.
yeah, but like I think short term, KD won it because like he got placed in the team where it's him, Devin Booker, and like
Oh yeah. Even if they lose
CP3
CP3,
can
he's gonna be
pass
good.
that shit. Yeah,
Even if they
like
lose
that, just
CP3, it's him and Booker.
keep them both together, they'll be fine. Just like restructure that bench, like grow that
Yeah.
bench so that bro that team's gonna be scary.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Next season, Braun will
Mavs
come. It's fine.
the Mavs completely lost this trade. In my opinion, they
Yeah.
gave up way too much.
Yeah.
I get it because at that point in time Dallas really needed like a backup guard because every time Luca would sit, like the team would just fall apart. And that's like one of the main reasons why like when I was, still in fantasy, Luca was giving me so many fucking points
Yeah.
because he just ran everything there. With when Kyrie was there, Luca was hurt when he first arrived. Kyrie was taking over, but now with them both together, like you said, they both need to drop 40
Yeah.
and like just to like get into like an overtime or like win the game. But
Right.
overall, they definitely won that. Just to shake things up and like I know like this is your line. Uh, Kyrie to Denver.
Kyrie. If Kyrie stays, they have to do a lot of tweaking to that roster. If he walks, I
What
don't
the
know.
fuck do they have?
I don't know. They have nothing, and that's the problem. Well, they have. So here's the silver lining for the Dallas Mavericks. If Kyrie walks, now you have all of that cap space. So you basically just salary dumped. Like the guy
Mhm.
who's worth 32, 35 million, whatever Kyrie's making, you have all of that open. So you have a max slot. If you drop some contracts, trade some contract, get some better pieces, you still have a lot of cap space. You can go out and get a guy.
Mhm.
I don't know about the free agents for this offseason.
I like Jeremy Grant being a free agent.
Jeremy Grant on Dallas is a good fit if he's like the third or fourth best player on the team.
Bro, but the thing is, we have already mentioned that, bro. Christian Wood was cooking up in Houston,
And yeah.
and they started working very well together. And then
But so the top guys
what
like James
happened?
Harden, I don't think you're gonna pull him out of Philly. I think he's gonna stay. So you don't have a lot of options. You got Fred VanVleet. Fred VanVleet's probably gonna leave. If
I'm
he
not high
comes,
on
like
him.
you just have another Kyrie. Like it doesn't. He's a better passer than Kyrie. He can run an offense better than Kyrie, but that's about it.
You lose a lot of
So
defense on him.
you don't. There's nothing. Yeah, he costed
I
me a
don't.
card. He
I,
costed me my FanDuel card the other day. The
I'm
way
not.
it's looking is that this season they're gonna have to another one of Luca's seasons is gonna be wasted, and that's kind of sad because it's
It's
like
gonna piss off Luca and like lead into him leaving
eventually he's
somewhere.
gonna leave. Eventually
Uh-huh.
he's gonna.
Yeah, no. Overall picture, we both agree. Nets won long term. In my
Yep.
opinion, Suns won short term.
I think if we're ranking them, it's the Nets, the Suns, and
Mhm.
Dallas, even below three. Like
Dallas,
they're
no,
just
Dallas took the L on
yeah, they
everything.
just took the L, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So getting into the playoff picture, um, so we talked about the Western Conference a little bit. Obviously, I'm gonna
Hmm.
list the 1 to 9 because they're so close. The Thunder actually dropped 2.5 games back, so they're in the play-in right now. So are the Timberwolves. Half game back from the Lakers. So it's Nuggets, Grizzlies, Kings, Suns, Warriors, Clippers, Pelicans, Lakers, and then the Timberwolves and Thunder at 9 and 10. If Dallas doesn't pick up speed, they will be out of that play-in tournament. If the Jazz, they play the Lakers twice, so that's going to be tough for them. There's been a lot of injuries on the Jazz too. Um, they're in a good spot. I think maybe the Jazz try to shut it down now. They're like, okay, we did our thing. We didn't turn into one of these tanking teams, but we have our picks. We're gonna be okay. Speaking of picks, that the Dallas pick that they gave the Nets, they thought that that shit wasn't gonna be important because they were gonna be good. Now they're one of the worst teams in the NBA. That's bad. That's real bad. Um,
Hmm.
so playoff picture. We already gave our predictions for the Lakers. If you had to give your Western Conference prediction right now, who comes out of the West? And who do you think we're going to see in the Western Conference Finals for that championship game? What would you give? What would be
Okay.
your two?
So I have two teams in mind.
Give me the matchup first, and then give me the winner of the matchup.
I think the final matchup will be between Clippers and Nuggets. In my opinion, I think that's what it would be,
Okay,
personally.
so you got the Nuggets and the Clippers making
Hmm.
the finals.
But I have a dark horse. That's not. That's my picks. My main pick is the Clippers.
Uh huh.
I just need them to come back healthy and like to actually like
Yeah.
hit their shots. Because I think that team can win it all. In my opinion, I think they could take on the Celtics. I think they could like take on and potentially beat the Celtics. I think they're a good matchup for the Celtics.
Yeah.
Now, my dark horse, and this is gonna surprise you,
Okay.
is the Warriors.
That's also my dark horse.
That's my dark horse. Like I like they piss me off because like I know they, bro,
They're never gonna be
they're
shit.
so fucking ass away when they, bro. The reason why they are in the fifth seed right now is because they basically won every home game
Yeah.
and like you sprinkle in a few road games, but that's the only reason why they're in the fifth seed.
32-8 at home,
Hmm.
9-29 on the road.
What the fuck is like every no? The thing is, that's just the regular season. They could win. I feel like they could win games on the road in the playoffs.
We got to remember superstar whistles come in, and Steph Curry is a superstar. So
And not just that, also you got fucking like they allow you to play at least a little harder defense in the playoffs and shit.
yeah,
And even then, like I still think that this team they got the core three, bro. That core three is still there. Add Jordan Poole. Now Jordan
they're
Poole
just
does be
missing
doing some
Wiggins.
bullshit.
They're missing Wiggins. That's the biggest thing.
We like Wiggins. Like, listen, bro. On swear to God, on everything, bro. I hope you get through what it is that you're going through. I
Yeah,
like that ass, bro, because that's really ass, and that's why I'm gonna leave it there, because there's no point in getting into that man's personal life, because that's
yeah,
crazy. But no, the team could definitely win it again. I think like dead ass. I think I got them winning it all if the Clippers get eliminated.
yep. Okay,
That's me
so
on the
that's
East. All right,
yeah.
let's go. You do your West, then we could do East
So
next.
you got the so who wins the Nuggets Clippers matchup?
Clippers,
Okay,
Clippers. I got
so
them winning that.
so that's your pick,
Hmm.
Clippers, and you got the Nuggets losing in the Western Conference again.
Hmm.
Um, so for me, my like if I was betting, now I'm not being
Hmm.
biased. Um, the Lakers and the See, I would love to say Lakers Suns, but I think that matchup is impossible because they'd play each other in the second round.
Mhm.
Um, unless they get like the 6 seed or something. I don't know.
Mhm.
But I'm gonna go with. All right, my Western Finals is going to be the Grizzlies and the Lakers. Unless they play each other in the first round, because that's gonna be the problem. If not, then I'll go Lakers Nuggets.
Mhm.
But I'll go Lakers Grizzlies, and then I have the same dark horse, the Warriors, just because they're the fucking Warriors, and look at
Fucking
their
annoying.
home record, look at their whistle. The
They're
Warriors are
annoying.
the Warriors. They're annoying, yeah.
They're fucking annoying,
In
bro.
the
I hate them.
East, I got this. So in the East, I think very clearly the two best teams in the NBA are in the East. Um, I got the Bucks coming out of the Eastern Conference.
Mhm.
And I think the final should be like Bucks Celtics. So in the East, I have the Bucks coming out
Mhm.
because they don't have to see the Celtics till to Eastern Conference Finals. I think the Eastern Conference Finals is gonna be Bucks Celtics. Um, Now I will say this, strictly off of matchups, strictly off of matchups. I think Cleveland and Milwaukee, if they play each other in the second round, because I think that's what it's gonna be,
Mhm.
they will take them like 6 games, like a strong 6 games. I think Cleveland's gonna give them some problems.
Mhm.
I don't think they have anybody that can guard Donovan Mitchell. And on the
Question.
inside, they have too many bodies that they can throw at Giannis. Uh,
Question.
yeah.
So are the Cavs your dark horse in the East?
No, my dark horse are the Nets.
The Nets.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense. Okay.
Yeah. I'm that's not even biased. I swear on everything,
Mhm.
because if the threes are falling, Mikhail's playing well, if Cam Johnson gets hot, I think they can beat anybody if the threes are falling. Because we play all the top teams in the East very close, but then just some
Mhm.
bullshit happens in the third quarter.
You know what's crazy, bro? It would be crazy to me if the Nets do make it to the Western
Bro,
Conference
if they
Finals. I
got to
mean,
the
Eastern
Eastern,
Eastern
if they
Conference.
got to the Eastern
Eastern
Conference Finals, KD and Kyrie would be like,
would be
what the
tight, bro. I'd
fuck?
be mad as fuck. But all right, let me go. Let me give this a shot.
Yeah, it's quick and easy. I got the Bucks coming out of the East.
I agree with you. I would think it would be Bucks Celtics as the Eastern Conference Finals, but my dark horse is the Cavs.
Okay.
My dark horse is the Cavs. I just, bro, Donovan Mitchell. I have hella respect for that kid, bro. That guy. Hella respect. He's a different animal in the playoffs. And not just that, like this is not like he was playing in the Jazz. Like he doesn't have Rudy. Like he has actual good players all around him, bro. Like this is
Yep.
a very good team that he finally got put on. Like they can go
Yep. Yep.
far. If anything, bro, if we're going dark horse, bro, it might be Cavs Warriors again. In 2023.
I'd fucking lose it.
I'd be like, no fucking way.
It's hard though, bro, because
Bro.
I think
Because I think there's a
Giannis
I
is on a
think
mission, bro. I feel like.
bro, I think there's an upset in there, bro. I think there's an upset in the East. Like a crazy upset that
Do you
nobody sees
think
coming.
Philly and Cleveland are probably gonna play each other?
Hmm.
Do you think that's an upset if Cleveland beats Philadelphia because of the season?
No,
Joel's
no.
probably the MVP.
Yeah, no, I don't think that's an upset.
That's not. I think they're pretty even. They're a pretty even
No,
team. They just
they're only
Philly
they're
has
only
the
three
best
games away from each other,
player.
bro.
Philly has the best player.
Hmm.
And then you can argue Harden, Donovan,
Hmm.
maybe Harden, Darius.
Or
Harden. I think I'll take Harden still over Darius Garland. I think Donovan. It'll go Joel.
the
Uh,
best player,
yeah,
obviously,
yeah.
number
It'll go
the
Joel,
second best player is Donovan.
Donovan, and then Harden.
Yeah,
So
and then Darius.
if you have two of the top three on Philly, then Tobias Harris has to step up. He has to match Darius
Wait,
Garland.
now, wait. So we said Embiid,
Embiid, Donovan,
Donovan,
Harden.
Harden, Darius.
I would
I
go
got
Darius Garland.
I
Yeah.
got Jared Allen doing
Jared
some
Allen
shit.
after him, I don't, because I have Tyrese Maxey. Tyrese Maxey,
Mm-mm.
I
If
I
you
have
if you're putting
Maxey
Tyrese
over
Maxey
him.
there, I'm putting Evan Mobley there.
Evan Mobley fell off.
I think he'll be fine.
That
I think he'll be
matchup
fine.
would be Mobley and Tobias Harris.
Hmm.
So if Tobias has a good series, I don't know, they can match each other. But I think Maxey's better because if Harden is not
Hmm.
scoring, Maxey has to give Joel 25.
Hmm.
Like Jared Allen's gonna do his thing with the rebounding, but he's not always gonna give you 10, 15 points.
Bro, Harden and Maxey gonna have the work cut out for them
Yeah, no,
guarding
facts.
guarding
Big
those two.
facts. That's huge. That
Like
is true.
that's gonna be a crazy matchup for them. Now, obviously, Embiid is a fucking monster down low,
Yeah.
and like Jared Allen is still like I say Jared Allen is is an above average center in my
Yeah.
opinion. I think he's really good. I just like Embiid's just a monster, bro.
All right. So those are our predictions. I got Bucks coming out of the East. Who do you got coming out of the East?
Out of the East,
Yeah.
Celtics.
So your finals matchup in the Eastern Conference is who?
I already said it. Bucks Celtics.
Bucks Celtics. So we have the same. Dark horses are
Hmm.
different. You got Cavs. I got Nets.
Hmm.
Uh,
Western, and
if
then
the
I think that
so so you think the Celtics come out of the East, and who comes out of the
mhm,
West?
Clippers.
The
If
Clippers.
everything goes according to plan, Clippers.
So who wins the championship?
Clippers.
This
I
kid
think
this kid's bugging
I
and he's
think that
biased.
I think no, not even biased. I just think it's
100%.
a like I think they match up very well,
No,
bro.
no, no.
Like
No, no, no.
Kawhi and Paul George,
Paul George's
right?
not back. We don't know if Paul George is going to be back.
Okay, but still Kawhi and Paul George, like both of them, they could lock up. They could
Right, but
lock up
Paul
whichever
George
one gets
isn't
hot.
back. So
What's
you got to
already
go
okay?
into there
Yeah,
thinking
okay. All right,
Kawhi and
fine.
Westbrook. It's just
Put
Kawhi and
all
Westbrook.
right, then you put Kawhi on fucking Jason Tatum, bro. We already seen how Jason Tatum acts. Now,
Who's
if
guarding
he's
Jalen Brown?
we go put Russ on Jalen Brown. We can put Russ on for the time being until we don't because we don't know. You're bugging, bro. You're dead bugging. Russ is a very good defender, bro. He could defend on ball. He could defend on ball, bro. You're bugging. He's been playing very good defense this season. That's bias.
You're gonna put Russell Westbrook on Jalen Brown, and you think he's gonna shut him down?
I think he'll like slow him down. I don't think he's gonna shut him down. I think he'll slow him down significantly enough for them to win it all. Yeah, I think that series will go 7-2 because I think they just match it very well.
Oh,
They
man.
match it very well, bro.
Okay. So those are
It's
your
a very
picks.
good matchup.
So you got the Clippers winning the NBA championship. Are you
Hmm.
locking that in right now?
I'm locking that in. Locking
So
it
I
in.
got the Bucks coming out of the East.
Who are they seeing?
So the Lakers play the Grizz. I think they win. Play the Nuggets, they win. So either way, it's gonna be either Lakers, Grizz, Lakers, Nuggets. I think if Jokic wakes up in those championship moments, then it will be the Nuggets. But if I had to give a pick, I'm gonna say the Nuggets come out of the
The West
the West, the Bucks come out of the East, and Giannis is going to show everybody why
is
he's
the greatest.
the one. He's the best player in the league. I know I've gone back and forth with that. Like when KD was cooking, he was cooking, but he's went down. So we got to see what he does in the playoffs. But right now, both ends of the floor, Giannis is him. I think Giannis is gonna win his second chip, second Finals MVP. So now we're gonna have real conversations of where Giannis is all time because he'll have two championships, two Finals MVPs,
Same
two
team.
regular season MVPs, and a Defensive Player of the Year. And he's
And
not 30 yet.
and he did it all with the same team.
Yeah. So we got to have real conversations about where Giannis is all time because he will break into that top 15 if he wins the championship this year. Might even break into top 13. Like he's that's crazy as fuck to think about that Giannis is already like climbing the
My,
ladder so fast.
I'm gonna piss off Lemire real quick. If he does that, I put him above KD.
You'd have to. Now Lemaire, I get it. Lemaire just fell out of his chair. Like Lemaire just like he almost just had a heart attack hearing that. But it's like
I'm good. Yeah, he's texting me right now while watching this.
he'd have the same number of chips, the same number of Finals MVPs. Doesn't even remotely have the same team that KD has, and he has a Defensive Player of the Year and one more MVP. I get it. Like if you're talking about skills, KD is probably the most skilled
Dominates.
offensive
Hmm.
weapon of all time, bro. But
Hmm.
if
It's a
we're
mercenary.
comparing eras, right, and we're doing the top 10, how basketball fans do the top 10, where you compare the eras. If you have Mike number one, that means you're comparing the 90s, the 2000s, the 2010s. So if we're comparing everything, accolades matter, and Giannis would overtake KD in the all-time stands. Would he overtake Steph? He would need one
No,
more MVP. He'd need like another MVP and another chip.
I don't think he would other overtake Steph.
He'd need
Yeah.
another
Oh wait.
chip and
Oh
another MVP after that to overtake Steph. Actually, yeah, one more chip.
yeah.
He's better
Yeah.
than you'll take Steph
I,
over
I'll agree with that.
because
Yeah.
right now Steph has four, so you know you gotta
He's
respect
tied
it.
with
I
LeBron.
think Steph is 10. He's tied with Bron. Like yeah, he's up there. But him and Giannis will be like right there. That's my pick. I think the Bucks are gonna win it. I'll lock that in. Even if the Lakers see them in the finals, I don't think it'll be enough. I think Giannis will look at AD and he'll lick his lips like, bro, it's time to eat. Like it's this kid's soft right now. This kid right here is soft.
All right, we talked about the playoff picture and predictions. So now let's talk about the possible MVP. Who do you think could win MVP here?
So I'm gonna just give my pick first, and then we'll talk about it. Because it's tight. I feel like.
Hmm.
I think narratives are gonna be big because if you give Jokic a third MVP in a row,
That's crazy.
that's now we have to have a conversation about where he ranks because the only players that have that, like the names I, are there only one or two players that have, and Larry Bird is one of them
Hmm.
who has three straight MVPs. I forget. I think that's it. I'm pretty sure
Wait,
there's
Larry
another
won three
player.
straight.
Larry won three straight MVPs. Yeah.
That's crazy.
But he didn't win the chip every year. So MVP predictions. There's the top three is pretty simple. It's
Hmm.
Jokic, it's Embiid, and it's Giannis.
Hmm.
These guys have been in that kind of battle for the best player in the world in a while.
The
It's
past
always
3 years.
been them plus like KD. 2018 it was like Bron and Embiid and Giannis. 2019 was like Giannis. You know, 2020 it was like Bron, Giannis. You get what I'm saying? So it's always been like that kind of thing. Those names are always in there. Um, so my MVP prediction is Embiid. I think they have to give him the narrative is going to push it that way because he's closing out the season. He's leading the league in scoring. He needs that. He's finished second twice. I think you got to give him his first.
Hmm.
Um, I don't think if the NBA gives Jokic a third MVP in a row, there's a problem. Because if they say the two best teams are in the East, why are you doing that? Because Embiid has to play Jason Tatum, he has to play Donovan Mitchell, he has to play Giannis Antetokounmpo. He has to play these teams. Yeah, there's a lot of stars in the West, but they're injured. You get me? Like the stars are injured. Some of these teams are not like fully loaded. Like Clippers don't have Paul George, AD and Bron are suffering. They're injured. So it's like who is Giannis really, or who is Jokic really like battling against all year? Like his team's been consistent. They have good coaching and they're deep. But like
Hmm.
every single team in the West suffered injuries. Like East somewhat, but not really. Like they're out for a
Hmm.
week or so. So I think it's gonna be Embiid. Who deserves the MVP? I think it's Giannis. But I think Embiid will be the MVP. Who's the best player in the league right now? It's Giannis.
Hmm.
I know I was jokingly like going around and for my I was talking about KD being the best because he really did look like the best player in the world at one point when
Hmm.
Nets were like 17-2. But right now it's Giannis. I think he's continuing to show people that he's the face in terms of the players. Um, so I got Joel winning the MVP. I think he takes home the
Okay.
trophy.
I can't disagree with that. I also have Joel winning that shit on everything. Like
Mhm.
he, you already said it, bro. He's gonna get the scoring title this season.
Yep.
Um, he's a monster defensively,
Yep.
and in their matchup. Embiid cooks Yoke,
Yep.
in my opinion.
Even
Like
though
Embiid
he
cooked
kind of,
Yoke.
I feel like he ducked him the game he sat the other day.
Hmm.
He kind of,
Yeah.
I feel like he ducked it a little bit because the scoring title. But when they do play, Jokic can't stop him.
Hmm.
So I agree.
Jokic can't stop him because Embiid's just a fucking monster.
He's too
I don't
big.
listen when I look at both of them. I look at Embiid as a monster. I look at Jokic as just a really fucking good, like an above,
The
like
best
a
like
super above
funda
average
He's the
player.
best fundamentally
Yeah,
sound player in the
yeah,
NBA.
like a just very skilled. Like I'm not
Yeah.
saying Joel Embiid isn't skilled because Joel Embiid is skilled
He's
as
skilled
fuck
as
too.
fuck. He's skilled as fuck.
But the thing is, I think Embiid just has that engine and that hunger
Yeah,
to like just
he'll
go
attack.
at you
He doesn't care.
consistently,
He's
bro.
not scared.
And not just that, bro. Embiid goes to the line so many times as well, like a lot. Like it's insane seeing Embiid at the line as many times as he does.
You remember
It's
how
crazy.
the old head said that like the big men are dying, and then the top three MVP candidates are
Our
all big
big men,
men?
yeah.
Like I feel like that's crazy. Um,
But it's also a different time too because their big men back in the day were just chilling in the post. You got Embiid
yeah,
that can cook you up in the mid range. He could pop the three. Same thing with Jokic, could pop the three. Now Giannis is in tradition in the sense because he doesn't really
it's all
do
attacking, but his
that much.
footwork,
It's just
his
his
footwork's
footwork's
yeah.
just crazy. Yeah, like he could just get through you.
He's what
Euro.
he's what Hakeem Olajuwon was. He just plays
Hmm.
more head down to the basket. Hakeem
Hmm.
was more post
Hmm.
up, give me the ball, but same
And
thing.
Giannis can also play post, but
Yep, great in the post.
three like the top three right now, big men.
So you
That's
got
crazy.
so you got Joel winning. Who's the
Hmm.
runner up? I think runner up will probably be Giannis because the narrative because the NBA is gonna try to avoid like if we're keeping it real, the NBA is gonna try to avoid like the racist narrative. It's like oh we gave the white guy
Three
three
in a
MVPs
row.
in a row, so it's like I think they're gonna try to avoid that and give it to Embiid. Now, if Giannis wins it, I don't think anybody's gonna be mad because they have the best record in the East,
Hmm.
and Giannis is by far the best player on his team.
Best
Um,
player in the
he's
league.
probably the best player in the league, right? But
Mhm.
Embiid's up there. Um, I think it's them two. Jokic, obviously, top five. The other two would probably be Jason Tatum and uh,
Jason Tatum right now at four.
probably five. I'm trying to think. Uh, Damn, why is there no like clear cut like top five players in the league?
There isn't, bro, because it just
I
kept
mean, KD's
getting
still there
cycled.
because he just got injured, but he was a top five player in the league when he was injured. So
Hmm.
I'll keep KD in the top five.
Who won
Uh,
MVP?
no, KD in the top five in players in the league.
Oh, like in the
No,
league?
no, no, no.
Okay.
KD's not winning MVP.
No, he's not. Definitely not.
Um, so Joel, yeah, I'm
Mhm.
confident. I think we're both pretty confident.
Yeah, we both got Joel on that.
We wouldn't be surprised if they gave it to Jokic because narratives. So we don't know which
And not
narrative.
just
There's
like
two
he's also
narratives.
having a great
Yeah, he's
season
having a
too,
great
bro.
season. There's two
Like triple
narratives,
doubles
so
and
we're gonna
shit.
see which narrative the voters go.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, I got Jokic or I got Embiid.
Switch up already. That's
No, no,
crazy.
no. I got Embiid. I think he deserves it, and I think it's been a long time. Like he needs to get
Hmm.
his first MVP.
I agree. I agree. I agree. I agree.
So let's just transition into the next topic, which is our final topic. We're bringing back our question of the day. Who will finish with a greater career, Embiid or Jokic?
All right. So in my opinion, right now, the only caveat that Jokic has over Embiid is the fact that he has two MVPs already.
Yep.
But I feel this comes down to both of them winning championships, in my opinion.
Jokic is 28.
How old is Embiid?
Embiid should be either the same or a year younger, or he's actually older. He's 29. So these guys are actually older than we think they are. They're in their primes right now. So Joel's 29, and this is the healthiest Joel's ever been.
Mm-hmm. That's also true.
Um, you know, Jokic is 28 in their prime. They got another 5 years of this.
Okay, so I think it will be Jokic.
A greater career than Embiid.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think Jokic should just play longer, so he has a chance of having a better career overall.
Yeah.
Than Jokic, because and Embiid already has like mileage on him because of like just the
The
way he
injuries.
plays, how physical he is, and
Yeah.
everything like that. Jokic isn't known to like Jokic gets physical with you. Don't get me wrong,
Mhm.
but Jokic has a lot more finesse and just being able to like be smarter with his body, I guess.
Yeah.
Um, to get up the points, to get the assists, to get up the rebounds, like he just has more finesse to that. So I think overall Jokic should end up having the better career. He already has the lead right now with two MVPs.
Yeah.
Um, I do think Joel will possibly catch up to him in MVPs. Championship wise, I think Jokic just has the better chance because it's just longevity. Because like we 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 can see it already. Like if you're a good shooter, you can play till you're fucking 80. You
Yeah.
get me? So
Not
and
even
Jokic could pop the three, and not just that, he's also a good facilitator. Like he doesn't need to get in the
his
paint just to
game
score.
doesn't involve athleticism, so I think
He
he's gonna
doesn't.
play for a very long time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Embiid, and this is the healthiest Embiid's ever been. So obviously,
Mm-hmm.
knock on wood for him. But like,
Mm-hmm.
I agree. Actually, I think Jokic
Yeah.
will probably finish with the greater career, just because he's
Mm-hmm.
already ahead. But I don't think
Mm-hmm.
he's gonna be injured. Um,
Yeah.
and these two guys might not finish their career in their teams.
Mm-hmm.
Embiid might say, "Look, I'm in the con." It might have like Bron syndrome. Like, look, I'm in the conference with Giannis. I'm in the conference with Jason Tatum and Jalen Brown. If they're still a duo after next season, which we don't know because Jalen
Mm-hmm.
Brown does not seem happy in Boston.
At all.
So if they split up, obviously Jason's gonna get another second star. So
Mm-hmm.
it's like he has to keep running into those two every year. He might go west. He might link up with somebody. I wouldn't like. What if they fucking sent Embiid to like the Grizzlies when he's a free agent? Like, what if he signs with the Grizz and that was him, John Morant, um,
Desmond Bain,
Desmond
Jaren
Bain,
Jackson
Jaren
Jr.
Jackson? Like, that's a powerhouse immediately. You know what I mean?
I don't think he'd go for it though, because that's a young core. Like,
Right, but
and he wouldn't
if
be.
he's older, right?
No, I mean, yeah, like he'll win there. He'll get a championship there, but he wouldn't get a Finals MVP.
Nah, he's definitely not. Um,
In my opinion, that would be
he
like
could,
Ja.
he could. Embiid is an unrestricted free agent this season. So Embiid actually becomes a free agent this season, unrestricted free agent this season.
I think he looks around.
That this was his rookie. I think he will look around. This was his rookie extension contract. Um,
Mm,
I like it. All right, let's
yeah. Let's
let's
wrap this
close it
shit
out.
up.
Let's wrap it up.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for popping up and showing up for Pick and Pop Season 2, Episode 1. Uh Sorry for being gone for so long. Um
3
we're
month
back.
layoff.
we're, we're here.
Yeah.
The playoffs are coming.
Yep.
Summer is coming.
Yeah. Yep.
The Heat is coming. Well, not the Miami Heat.
Not the
I don't
Miami.
I
That's
think they
fucked
got.
up.
I think they got smoked by
Sorry,
the
Miami Heat
Celtics.
fans. You
And
guys are.
I like Jimmy Butler too,
It's
but
like, nah. I shouldn't even
yeah.
say that. They could upset somebody. Let me not jinx it, and then the Nets get fucked up by the Heat or something. Then I'll be
Nah. Right now, the Heat will see the Celtics. No, yeah, Heat will see the Celtics right now. Again, 3 years in a row, I think.
sad.
But this has been another episode for the new season of Pick and Pop. Thank you so much for showing up. We appreciate the support on when we were already here before the layoff. I mean the layaway or before our absence. Let's go with that. But we're back. We're about to go crazy.
Yep.
Playoffs is coming. There's about to be a lot of shit talking too because we're
Yep.
gonna keep note of what was said here today when it comes to the playoffs. And when Andy sees Russell Westbrook slowing down Jalen Brown while Kawhi Leonard is locking up Jason Tatum for the championship and for Paul George to hit the game winning shot, I'm gonna be like this. And shit, my boy's gonna have his ring.
All right.
But thank you so much. Andy, any last words?
Yeah. So when the playoff starts, my love for the Lakers and LeBron, it's gonna get cut because I'm all Nets when it comes to the playoffs. Once they get eliminated, whoever Bron is on, that's where I'm at. But I'm kind of hot, low key rooting for the Clippers as well, like because it's like I want Kawhi and Paul George to have rings because they're two of my favorite players. Um, and I guess Westbrook can have his if they win it.
You're bugging, bro.
I
He's a
guess.
great piece there. He's a good
Um,
piece.
but yeah, so sorry for the layoff. We'll be
The meat
back.
rider.
We'll have another. We'll have another.
Cool.
Another episode next season or next week, not next season.
My
I already
boy's
want to
already
take another
playing his
break. I'm
vocation.
already tired.
That's
Nah,
funny
yeah.
as
So we'll
hell.
be back next week, talking
Mhm,
some more, getting ramped up for the playoffs. Once the playoff hits, we're gonna have some new stuff coming in, the new layout,
mhm.
new fucking playoff hype. These playoffs, I feel like are gonna be insane. I'm so excited, bro. I feel like it's been a
Can't
long
wait.
season. I feel
I
like it's
need
been a
people to get
really
healthy.
long season. Yeah. Hopefully, once this season is concluded, these guys get healthy, and next season we can finally have a season where everybody's healthy, all the duos are healthy, so we can see who's really got the biggest dogs in the fight.
Mhm,
I'm tired of this big three thing. Like, show me the duos. So, playoffs are coming, big implications. A lot of careers can change from this playoffs.
mhm.
So,
Yeah.
we'll see. We'll see.
All right. So thank you so much for joining us. This has been Pick and Pop.